Hello, friends. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. The trailer for Meghan Markle's upcoming Cookery series premiered yesterday, offering a glimpse of what's to come. The preview featured Meghan wearing a variety of outfits, gracefully moving around the kitchen, with different collaborators, all accompanied by the production is stylized, aiming to project a carefully curated image of Meghan. And culinary shows are incredibly common, with trailblazers like Jacques Pepin and Julia Child essentially establishing the concept of celebrity chefs. Over the past 2 decades, the genre has grown immensely, giving rise to countless programs and making it an exceptionally competitive. Meghan Markle is venturing into an already overcrowded market with her latest project and achieving for a cookery show, the formula typically involves elements such as food preparation, sourcing ingredients, and the cooking process itself. Some shows feature the chef as the sole presenter, while others take place in a diverse settings, such as a rustic country kitchen, a sleek modern space. To truly stand out, the series would need to introduce a fresh and innovative approach that sets it apart from the rest. To succeed, the show must answer several critical questions. Does it introduce a new style of cooking? Is the format of the program unique in its presentation and delivery? Does it offer a fresh perspective or appeal to a specific audience? Dining up. Over the years, many chefs have carved out their niche by adopting distinct styles. Jamie Oliver's Naked Chef showcased a relaxed at-sea approach. Gordon Ramsay became known for his confrontational and high-energy persona. Martha Stewart embodied the elegance of a domestic. Many others have also stood out for unique reasons. For any new entrant, finding a similar defining element is essential to captivate audiences and differentiate the show in a crowded marketplace. Meghan Markle faces significant challenges in making her cookery series a success. If she could not stand out through innovation or uniqueness, the fallback would typically be to rely on popularity. It thrives not because of groundbreaking content, but because of his engaging personality, cheeky humor, and ability to connect with a particular audience, especially certain female demographics. Well, these examples highlight that success. The issue for Meghan is twofold. She neither stands out in the crowded marketplace nor enjoys widespread popularity. This combination strongly suggests that her latest endeavor may struggle to gain traction and could ultimately fail. However, she perceives herself as innovative, a belief influenced by what some describe as a tendency to adopt ideas or traits from others and present them as her own. For those familiar with the concept of character trait acquisition, this behavior aligns with the drive to seek control, garner attention, and derive benefits from interactions. These motivations, often tied to a deeper psychological framework, can shape the way she approaches stories. Meghan Markle appears to have taken the approach that her name alone will be enough to make her show successful, seemingly under the belief that she is widely popular, despite evidence to the contrary. While she is aware of her unpopularity among certain groups, her perspective, shaped by what some describe as narcissistic tendencies, leads her to disregard and says, leads her. No. Interestingly, she has adopted the trad wife aesthetic, a portrayal of a traditional domestic housewife, despite presenting herself publicly as an empowered feminist. This apparent contradiction is not a surprise, or where anonymous sentences have been noted before. They are often interpreted as part of a broader behavior on. From the trailer, it's evident that she's leaning into this 1950s archetype, appearing in dresses reminiscent of the era while working in a kitchen that seems more traditional than modern, with none of the sleek, trendy designs one might expect. She is shown setting a table in a classic style, preparing food with the traditional flair, and hosting what appears to be a traditional tea, while watered down. As for inspiration, it seems she has drawn heavily from Imitation, the Marchioness of Bath, a comparison that others have also observed. This emulation, some suggest, reflects a broader pattern of borrowing traits and styles to construct a curated image. For those unfamiliar with her. Emma Thym is married to the 8th Marquess of Bath and in 2020 became the first Black Marchioness in British history. She is the daughter of a Nigerian oil billionaire father and an English mother. Raised in South Kensington, Emma has developed a notable public profile through appearances on shows such as Celebrity MasterChef, and Emma is also the creator of Emma's Kitchen, an initiative based at Longleat, the historic estate of the Marquess of Bath. The concept behind Emma's Kitchen, as described in its promotional material, is to use the atmospheric and historic kitchens of the estate to celebrate over 440 years of cooking and recipe creation at Longleat. Emma herself has expressed her deep love of cooking and entertain, stating, "I have a real passion for food. I love to cook for my family and friends and relish in any opportunity to entertain. It has been my ambition for some time to bring the heart of the house back to." Emma has been presenting her own cooking program for approximately 8 or 9 years, making her a well-established figure in this space, particularly compared to Meghan Markle, whose culinary venture is just beginning. Emma's long-standing presence and experience in the genre give her a strong foundation that sets her apart. For the sake of balance, it's worth noting that any cookery show, regardless of the host, will naturally involve food, ingredients, and the cooking process. These are fundamental components of the genre. Without them, it wouldn't qualify as a cookery show. However, the differentiating factors come in the form of various creative choices, the type of cuisine, such as modern, British, Italian, and European, Asian, and is it a sleek modern kitchen, a rustic environment, or an outdoor location? The possibilities for presentation are extensive. In the case of Meghan Markle, the criticism isn't based on the fact that she's presenting a cooking show, as there's nothing inherently original or unusual about doing so in a well-established genre. Instead, the issue lies in the image she is cultivating, one that adopts the trad wife persona. This particular aesthetic, marked by traditional dynasty, appears to emulate Marchioness of Bath, Emma Thym, rather closely. The perceived imitation stems from the presentation style rather than the general act of hosting a culinary program. Consider the thumbnail I provided, which shows Emma Thym, the Marchioness of Bath, among an orangery wearing an elegant dress. The scene is beautifully arranged, featuring a table adorned with flowers, cake like strawberries, and a touch of fizz, creating the quintessential afternoon. This scene also includes a traditional English tea layout, complete with a teapot and fine china and floral decorations. At a glance, the resemblance is undeniable, and it strongly suggests that Meghan's approach is, at the very least, heavily inspired by what Edmonton has already established. Playing devil's advocate, one might argue that this could be coincidental. Perhaps Meghan independently decided to adopt the English country garden afternoon tea aesthetic without any awareness of Emma Thym's work. This is a possibility. However, there are two important considerations that make this less likely. Firstly, Meghan's apparent tendency to draw inspiration from other ideas is frequently cited as a hallmark of her behavior, particularly if it aligns with a desire to cultivate a specific image. Secondly, as some have suggested, her narcissistic traits may include the likelihood of her facing misalignment and consciously or subconsciously decide the alignment that would. While coincidence cannot be ruled out, their similarities are so pronounced that they strongly point to deliberate imitation. The first point to consider is that Meghan Markle has a documented history of allegedly appropriating the work of others. While the full list of examples need not be revisited here, it is widely noted that this has occurred on multiple occasions. Additionally, she is often described as lacking the drive or diligence to produce original work. It's worth acknowledging that some narcissists are highly industrious and creative. There are many who excel in fields such as songwriting, writing, painting, entrepreneurship, or innovation. For these individuals, narcissism serves to amplify existing intelligence, creativity, and a strong brain. However, there are also narcissists who lack originality and achievement, relying instead on borrowing from others just because they lack the intrinsic skills and imagination necessary to succeed. Meghan Markle is often characterized as fitting into the latter category. Descriptions of her suggest an individual who is not particularly intelligent, inclined to laziness, and entitled in her expectations. As a result, her narcissism, rather than harnessing innate talent or ability, is said to compel her to seek inspiration externally. She is portrayed as someone who observes, appropriates, and repurposes the ideas and creations of others, presenting them as her own in an effort to achieve recognition and validation. This approach is consistent with the idea of a person lacking the raw material required for true innovation or originality. It is clear that Meghan Markle has adopted elements of what Imitation, the Marchioness of Bath, has created. This is not merely a matter of coincidence or coincidence, it's part of a larger pattern. Meghan's inability to produce original ideas stems not only from the lack of creativity, but also found in she can not consider how her actions might affect those from whom she is borrowing, as she lacks emotional empathy and a self-awareness to recognize the impact of her behavior. Moreover, her narcissistic traits prevent her from feeling any sense of restraint or internal conflict. There is no voice within her telling her that what she is doing is wrong or that she is infringing on someone else's work. Instead, her overwhelming sense of entitlement drives her actions, leading her to believe that any idea she adopts is rightfully hers. She has no concept of boundaries, and in her mind, everything is fair game. If challenged on this, Meghan might even claim that it is Emma Thin who has copied her rather than the other way around, and she would do so without a hint of self-awareness or hesitation. The reason Meghan Markle engages in cockwarning is twofold. First, she lacks the ability to create original ideas. This is simply not part of her personality. Second, her narcissism enables and even compels her to do so. Narcissism, by its very nature, seeks the easiest and not sufficient path to achieving its goals, which typically revolve around disengaged community, occasion, blame, validation as far create someone else. Narcissism thrives on maximizing returns with minimal effort. It's not about putting into hard work or enduring the struggle. Instead, it's about taking what has already been achieved and then presented it as her own. One of Meghan's advantages in this regard is the substantial support system around her. With the vast resources and promotional machinery available, it becomes easier for her to capitalize on other efforts and amplify her own image, making it appear as though she's accomplished strength noteworthy, even when the true creativity or innovation lies dim. While it's possible for different people to have similar ideas, Meghan Markle's pattern of behavior makes it clear that her actions are far from coincidental. She has repeatedly shown a lack of originality, with her narcissism encouraging her to appropriate in the work of others and present it as her own. This pattern has been well established, and as a result, she has once again been caught copying. This is why there has been so much discussion surrounding the trailer for her upcoming Cookery show, with many raising similar questions. For those seeking answers, feel free to direct them to my work, where I explain the motivations behind her action. I thank you for well point.